So, welcome everybody to Lives for Literacy's official magazine launch, for which we are very excited to have you all here. This has taken a whole team working behind, from the production to the editorial team to the design to the graphic designers. We are so thankful to the entire editorial team that has been here to create and curate this magazine. So just a warm welcome again. It's always a pleasure connecting and speaking to our volunteers far and wide. Welcome to Lives for Literacy. Just a disclaimer, this meeting will be recorded. Therefore, if you are not comfortable being on camera or having your voice recorded, please keep them mute or off. And so in Canada, we do something called a land acknowledgement. And for this, I would ask you to join me in acknowledging the traditional lands upon which Montreal Lives for Literacy operates on. And these are the unceded territories of the Mohawk, a place that has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst nations. Why do we do land acknowledgements at Lives for Literacy? Is because we are a civic social organization, and we do this to show respect for the land. It is part of the movement towards reconciliation in Canada. We acknowledge that the land Lives for Literacy operates on has ancient traditional roots and relationships. And so for today's agenda, we'll be briefly having the President's message. We'll hear from our editor-in-chief of this edition, Michaela, hear from our content head and director of research duty, hear from the deputy editor, which is Leah Brown, and then we'll go over submissions that are open and about the next issue. And then we have two surprises. One of them is for our president, and the other is for our executive member that I hope is here today. So finally, the magazine launch. Dun, 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 open the curtains now. And so this is the magazine cover. The whole reason behind the magazine cover is that it's a simplistic approach. It's a magazine for all ages. It highlights the importance of health literacy. Also, we had a review done of the events that Lives for Literacy conducted, also marketing and indicating the upcoming events, and then telling our volunteers, our students, and the general public ways that they could get involved in Lives for Literacy. And so for the table of contents, I just want to give a shout out to our guest articles, the Health Literacy podcasts, the curation, the Eureka Study Initiative that has been led by Ikshita Nagar, and then go over our award winner for Executive of the Month. And so now I shall pass it off to our president, Yasmin Farapir, for a brief few words about the magazine and what it means for us to officially launch our first official publication. Yasmin, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Yasmin Farapir, the president and founder of Lives for Literacy. I'd like to extend my appreciation and thankfulness for each and every one of you who created the magazine. I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm excited for the next edition. Thank you very much for all your hard work and everything you've done.
Yasmin, thank you so much for inspiring us and for teaching us what it means to be a social movement, a movement for change, a movement that takes words and transforms them into action. Thank you for inspiring not only me, your sister, but for inspiring youth and leaders across the world.
It's my pleasure.
And so now I would like to pass it over to our editor-in-chief, Michaela Campitelli.
I prepared like a more formal, but I'll talk from like the heart, you know. I just wanted to say that the journey to completing this magazine with everyone's help was very smooth. Very good articles were included in this magazine, and I was very thankful for the editorial team, and especially Yasmin and Ahmed for their continuous leadership in the core executive team and in making Lives for Literacy run smooth and steady. I really am one who resonates with the Lives for Literacy platform and what Lives for Literacy stands for. I am a third-year political science student at Queen's University, and my ultimate goal is to better the world in any means possible. Like thus far, I have a pathway to go to law school and become like a lawyer representing those who are misrepresented or unrepresented in the world. But whichever way life takes me, my goal is to just help people and be there as best as I can. This issue is particularly unique because it is the first month of the year, and with the pandemic going on and the pandemic in full throttle, it is very important in like getting perspective and getting like knowledge and insight on the current issue. So this issue is particularly very well written and well spoken for, and I'm looking forward to this year and what it has in store for Lives for Literacy magazine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela, for your dedicated time, your effort, the way that you've handled the editorial team, the way you interacted, how you provided feedback, how you took the time, despite your busy schedule, to make sure that the magazine had a smooth flow and transition. So we thank you wholeheartedly for being the editor-in-chief for this health literacy issue. And there was no other time than the COVID-19 pandemic to raise the title, which was health literacy, and the whole entire mission behind which this magazine was created. And now I would like to pass it over to Jyoti Pandey, our content head and director of research, the mind behind this magazine, the one that came up with the idea and who decided that we were going to do this magazine. So, Jyoti, over to you.
Hi everyone. So I actually had this idea of making a magazine like long back, but then it's on me that I kind of got busy with everything and I just couldn't work on it. But I'm really thankful for Yasmin and Leah on not giving up on me and letting me just take the lead for designing this magazine. And I'm really thankful to the team that was behind me, like in helping me assemble everything. So one of the main important thing as to why I decided to have a Life for Literacy magazine is because a magazine is known to provide a wealth of information as well as inspiration, and it's a dissemination of various kinds of information that can be provided to the youth as the youth that would be reading the magazine soon. And this particular topic is very important in today's times because we are living in a world where still there are people who are illiterate when it comes to what kind of precautions they need to take in various health aspects. So this issue is kind of really important for me as well. And yeah, so I hope you all enjoy reading this magazine, and I cannot wait to launch the next issue soon.
Thank you so much, Jyoti, for being so wonderful, for wholeheartedly coming onto the Lives for Literacy platform, for taking words and transforming them into action, and for also not giving up on Lives for Literacy, for despite your busy schedule, besides your other commitments, for still being a part of it. It really means a lot to both Yasmin and I, and for that we really love you, Jyoti.
Likewise, I love you all.
And so our deputy editor, Leah Brown, is currently not here. So I shall speak about Leah. So Leah Brown is also our director of volunteers, and she has been a ray of sunshine during this editorial process. There has been days where she has just come onto the design, the graphic design team, and she's helped out, whether it's editing the articles. Leah Brown has been an amazing deputy editor. So for that, we give her a special acknowledgement. And even though she's not here, she is deeply missed. So going over about submissions that are open and the next issue, our next issue is on human rights. So we also are accepting art for the human rights competition. Because it is the month of February and we have Valentine's Day coming up, we decided to host a love poetry competition. So for all lovers or single people out there who are longing for love or maybe lost love, please do participate in our love poetry competition to share your thoughts, your emotions, your words, your forms of inspiration. We are also accepting book reviews and book recommendations for the website. And then I'm not sure if you have seen our Hold the Book campaign. We have featured Stanley from Haiti, Fadila Malian from Indonesia, and Furqan Ahmed from Pakistan. And so if you do want to participate in our Hold the Book campaign, please do submit your photos to the Lives for Literacy.
All its problems, and you guys have talked about it. It is an indispensable platform for news gathering. If you have to curate.
And so for February in Canada, it is our Black History Month. So we are accepting articles for Black history or anti-Black racism. So feel free to submit or share your articles. And so now where can you find the Lives for Literacy magazine? So we have it digitally available on Issue. And so I will be taking you guys there shortly. How to access this is over here. So I shall stop sharing my screen and I shall go to the link. Okay, and can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so I will quickly run through this magazine with y'all so that you can see some of this stuff. So this is our cover page. This highlights the Lives for Literacy core team, the advisory board, the editorial team. The table of contents, Lives for Literacy, and the faces behind it. The welcome message from our president, our vision, mission, and our history. The editor's note by Michaela Campitelli. And then COVID-19 guidelines, which serve as a reminder for you and I, wherever you are. And then statistics on the COVID-19 crisis, which are up to date till 30th of January. So thank you so much to Leah Brown and for Duty for curating these statistics. Then we have also a WHO statement, which was written by Leah Brown. We have our guest articles, The Vaccine Run, Health Literacy is a Big Deal, Demystifying Mental Health, Necessity of Biosafety Education for Health Workers. And so we also decided to add additionally a list of vaccine updates based on the vaccines that are in human trials and where they have been approved, just for fun. And so this is the vaccine run. And then because we were speaking about vaccinations, we decided to add in vaccinations that protect against different diseases, and we mentioned them here. Health literacy is a big deal. Demystifying mental health, biosafety, and then the Health Literacy podcast. Thank you so much to the research team and Duty for curating the Health Literacy podcast. These are our journal articles that were put together by Sadaf. And so we also have our link tree where you'll have access to the different events and activities that are happening at Lives for Literacy. We also have opinion pieces, which are special, famous, or credible op-eds that we as a team decided that the students and volunteers of Lives for Literacy ought to read. And so these have been included in the magazine. And then we have one of my favorite parts upcoming, which is a review of health events at Lives for Literacy. And so for this one, student mental health during COVID-19, our VP external Yabaha Bamba was here at this event. And so here we have a review by Sayan Prasad, our Vice President of Events, where she wrote about what this event meant and how we as students could learn from this. And here she writes that most attendees agreed on the idea that our common conception of mental health did not capture its expanse. We wanted to pose the idea that mental health is a continuum rather than a set definition, that we are all allowed to find a place on that continuum and act accordingly. After this presentation, we sent attendees into the first set of breakout rooms where they could reflect together on what they heard and share stories if they so wished. And so we just wanted to take a special page to mention that mental health matters, not just on Bell Let's Talk, but every single day of the year, mental health matters. And so another event that we hosted for mental health was a workshop to stop the stigma. And this was led by a team, an international team from India, Pakistan to Nepal and Canada. And you could find the bios of the speakers in the pages. And so another fun event that we hosted was World AIDS Day. Yabaha, do you remember World AIDS Day?
Yeah, I remember, of course. It was nice.
It was a great event. And so
Yeah.
Lives for Literacy decided to feature this event because it was raising awareness about the importance of AIDS, and AIDS is a medical issue. It is of medical importance. It is of international importance. And so here we feature Andy Feds and how Andy Feds supports Keep a Child Alive Foundation and the Junior Council at Anne and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital. He does this to continue promoting awareness about HIV/AIDS related stigmas. These children inspire him to keep pushing the Keeping It Positive movement forward. And so another amazing team that works day and night for Lives for Literacy is the Eureka Study Initiative. And this is a group of students which make up the core health literacy working group. And the main project coordinator behind this is Ikshita Nagar, and the vice coordinator is Nivedita Barik. Then we have trio leads of the subjects, which include Pritish S. Das, Nandita Thakur, and then Yog Shah. And we have Furkan Ahmed, who is the supervisor of the project. And we have Arnav Bansal, who's the IT team lead, and Bhumika, who is under Arnav but works alongside him for the IT team. Then we have a few upcoming events. Very exciting events upcoming, and one of them is happening next week Saturday, which is Money Talks. And if you guys were not there at our event hosted last week, where education is a human right, you would have been part of a famous and very intense debate and discussion that I had with the VP External, Yabaha Bamba Solo Marias, who is our VP External. And if you look in the Zoom camera, you would see him smiling right now because he knew how spicy and how warm and how fun that discussion was. Am I wrong, Yabaha?
No, you are not wrong. You are right.
Exactly. And so we are proud to host Megumi Smithson, who is going to be coming onto the Lives for Literacy platform to speak to us about budgeting, about money, about how she went from paying thousands of dollars in credit card debt to coming out at being financially literate and understanding and educating us about how we could have our desires to buy something, but how to maintain that balance in our lives. So we are very excited for this event happening next week. Another event that we have is Have a Heart Day. This is a child and youth-led reconciliation event. This will be facilitated by an Amnesty International Canada national organizer in advocating for First Nations children. And this is because First Nations children do not have the services that they need to grow up safely at home. They have less funding than the normal Canadian, and so we are advocating and raising our voices to say that this is unjust, this is unfair, education is a human right, it should be free and available to all, and funding should be allocated equally. Another upcoming event that is being hosted is by our editor-in-chief, Michaela Campitelli. She's going to be hosting a mental health fundraising event. And so another exciting event, part 2 of the series in Education is a Human Right, is Racial Literacy and Anti-Black Racism. This is happening on 20th February 2020. And then for more information on our series Education is a Human Right, feel free to check out our YouTube channel. And so now for award winner Lives for Literacy Executive of the Month, this goes to Sayan Persad, who works heart day and night for Lives for Literacy, who has a passion and a soul that goes beyond just Lives for Literacy. And for this, we wanted to especially acknowledge Cyan for her dedication, for her commitment, for her passion and drive to literacy, to education, to human rights. And so to just briefly go over Cyan's bio, she's a third-year student studying at the University of Toronto, political science and health studies. She is an avid reader, citing her favorite novel as The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and is a lover of music and film. To Cyan, literacy goes beyond the comprehension of words and numbers. It is a foundation to build one's future. Literacy is the foundation of education. She further adds that literacy also takes many forms, whether it be in reading, comprehension, media, or even financial literacy. She hopes that the Lives for Literacy platform will grow to be an educational tool in literacy awareness, as well as to promote and create accessible resources to remove barriers to literacy for both youth and adults in Canada and abroad. And so, going over to our next issue, which is on human rights, a theme that is strongly very important to Lives for Literacy. And for this, I would like to read the special closing note by the editorial team. And here we write there: Dear readers, thank you for reading to the end of the magazine. In this issue, we hope to convey the importance of health literacy in and of itself. Health literacy pertains specifically to the understanding of diagnoses, illnesses, and concepts that directly impact our state of well-being. However, health literacy is not only a beneficial understanding to have, but a human right. The right to health is a basic human right, as no human being should live in a degree of decreased health than any other due to the circumstances of birth. Understanding how to maintain and care for your health, as well as understanding diagnoses, is essential to the right to health. Our next issue seeks to take a step outward from health literacy and into the circumference of human rights as a whole, tackling not just health, but the many others that are inherent to all by virtue of being human. And therefore, stay tuned for the next issue and feel free to email us at livesforliteracy@gmail.com if you ever want to reply to any of our submissions contained within this magazine. We are always happy to hear from you. And therefore, if you want to be part of our amazing team, of our international team of students that are passionate for change in this world, please do get in contact with us. We are hiring social media coordinators, graphic designers, blog writers, a director of outreach, director of working groups, editors, among many others. And so this currently wraps up our magazine launch. If you would like to take the time to read the magazine on your own, feel free to check it out at the link which will be shared in the WhatsApp group shortly. And so here again, our award winner is Cyan Prasad. And so closing remarks, I just want to add there: Dear readers, Lives for Literacy proudly presents Issue 1, Health Literacy, our debut magazine standing as a catalogue of events and articles we have hosted and curated for the purpose of actionable activism. Inside, you will find resources pertaining to health literacy, an interpretation of statistics, a summary of COVID-19 vaccines under human trials, evidence and research to support the importance of health literacy and its effects on an individual's well-being. Special appreciation to all involved in the creation of this magazine and the volunteers who are truly Lives for Literacy's joy. Happy reading from Team Lives for Literacy. And so now, before I let you all leave, I think it's time that we sing happy birthday to our president. So for this, I will have to stop sharing my screen so that I could get a happy birthday song. Okay.
Ba 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 banana, ba 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 banana, oh ba 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 banana, banana, tocali lo potato lica, ni malo manica notica, ba ba banana, yo plano fu, la mano no tu.
Okay, so this is basically to say happy birthday to Yasmin, but okay, but if you guys, I'm gonna stop sharing screen, but I think we should just sing happy birthday to Yasmin individually. So if you guys join me, and we shall sing happy birthday to Yasmin. So 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday.
birthday, dear Yasmin. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
to you. Way.
Yay!
Thank you all very, very, very much for making my day special, coming online, not only for the magazine launch, but to sing me happy birthday. So thank you very much. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And it was great to see your beautiful faces. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you for being our president, our founder, the person behind the inspiration behind this magazine. And so I wanted to hear from Fadila Malian and Yabaha. What did they think about the magazine? I know you haven't had the chance to read it, but based on the visual appearance, based on the creation of this magazine, how did you find it?
Okay. On my side, like I was just smiling when I saw the magazine because it was looking professional and I liked this fight. So I really appreciate it. Thanks to the team that organized everything, that worked hard behind the scene to make it alive. And uh, I was just smiling because it was looking so professional, and I liked it. And of course, thank you, Miss President, for being an inspiration for
My pleasure.
like as just I said last year, being young and starting such a initiative is a big inspiration for some of us. And again, happy birthday. We are very happy to sing for you, and yeah, we hope you will have better things again. And I hope Leah will give you some ice cream today for your birthday. So receive some big hugs online for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yabaha. Fadila, over to you now.
Okay, thank you, Miss Leah and then Miss President. Sorry, Miss President Yasmin Parfir. And for the my opinion is the magazine is the good, is the professional, and then I'm so proud to join in the left for literacy as a member. And so excited. I'm so proud to thank you, Miss Yasmin and Miss Leah. And then you know that I'm just to join in the participation as a speaker in the event mental health issues. It's a good event with Mr. Fahan Ali Balot, and then I'm so excited about that, and thank you. And then we just arranged in the last Monday, we just arranged with Lab Literasi one important event is the open discussion and debate domestic violence with Ms. Nadia Manji and then Ms. Asmatul Kam. And it's a good event, But I'm so say to Love Literasi, thank you for the partnership with our